Okay, we should be working now. Just waiting for confirmation on Discord. Should be able to hear me nice and clearly. Okay, so looking at the dollar index, first of all, thank you for tuning into this live stream. It is 1:30 p.m. 13th of June 2024. So looking at the dollar index to begin with, we can see that not much has changed since yesterday's price action. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, what you can see though is how we've come back into this daily demand. So on the daily time frame, we can see that very clearly. This was the bearish candle before that bullish move right there, which also aligned within a discount of this 4-hour bullish structure, because we broke structure right there. That was the most recent structure point on the 4-hour time frame. Broke that. We've now come into a discount. If this structure is to remain solid and to remain true, then this high could be next on the cards. However, if we did want to come down lower, these were the areas in which we were discussing beforehand. These are imbalances, okay, which are below these lows, which still could happen because that's still within a discount of this entire move to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at on the dollar index. So just on the weekly time frame as well. Again, we'll just crawl into the upside. The only thing with this is as well, we need to keep in mind we are coming out of this monthly imbalance. So on the monthly, we're coming out of this still. So that's something to keep in mind, because if this is to play out to the downside, what we'd want to see is that low be taken as well. But for now, we are within discount prices. We've broke structure on the 4-hour. So let's see what we do with that one. All right, so let's look at GJ. So I'm just going to go to the monthly. So pound yen on the monthly time frame, you can see we've got areas to potentially run into to the upside. We've got that monthly supply candle right there as well. We've got a weekly imbalance resting above that high. If we go down into the weekly, still very, very bullish. There's no denying that. We've used that area right there as support. The two bodies bringing that through, so you can see price last week came down and spiked into that, seeing a rejection. Going down to the daily. The daily time frame is still bullish, obviously, because we've closed above there as well. What I would like to see, though, eventually is some sort of pullback on this leg. That would be very nice. Just within a discount, that would be perfect. It could start to do that from where we are. Given that yesterday's candle didn't close above this. It didn't close above this high. So yesterday's candle just spiked through, closed below. Obviously today we've continued to go up higher. We've got 8 hours left of today's candle until it closes. So could be time for a pullback, but nobody knows. It's until we get some sort of significant break of structure to the downside is when we can start to really look into that. This 4-hour candle is looking strong to the downside. We've got 26 minutes left of this. We've got a 4-hour imbalance that I've highlighted right there, which could be a magnet for price. We've got liquidity resting above that too. And that also aligns with a discount of this 4-hour leg. So from this low to the high, you can see that right there. We've got discount prices. So we'll have to see with that as well. And then GU, something really interesting on GU. So going to the monthly on pound dollar. So on pound dollar, this is what I'm looking at. So you can see right there, what we've spiked into again is monthly resistance. Now, we did spike into that in March this year and then came back down, spiked into that monthly support there, those two bodies bringing it through. Price has obviously come into that monthly imbalance as well. So I am favouring the longs, the buys on GU. We might get a pullback from where we are here, but I'm not anticipating this low to be taken. I'm anticipating these lows to remain intact and for this to be reached eventually. This is a monthly imbalance with liquidity resting below. If we go into the weekly time frame, so I just need to check something. Okay, excellent. If we go to the weekly, what we can see is a slightly more refined area which price has spiked into. So price has spiked into this weekly resistance, I guess you could call it. All it is those two bodies. So price has spiked into that. Again, that's not me saying that, right, okay, now we're going to continue to come down, take out that low. I'm not saying that at all. What we could be doing, though, from where we are, what we could do is have a pullback into a discount to then continue higher. If we go to the daily time frame, you're going to see a nice area in which I'm looking at for price to visit. But that's what I'm looking at on the weekly. Okay, so the reason why I've marked that on as well is because, as we know, the bodies are very, very important when we're looking at the candles. This is why I prefer Owanda's chart and Owanda's data feed over FXCM, because sometimes FXCM's data can be a little bit everywhere and sometimes the bodies don't align. So if we go to the daily, see I've got a few more drawings on this time frame. So all it is, let me just walk you through it. This is the Fibonacci, so this is the low to the high, okay, of that entire leg. I would like to see a pullback, as we've said, into 50% or lower. We've got 5618 area right there. And then look what we have within that area. We have a very, very clean level of daily support. So two daily bodies bringing it through. Price has respected that again. Price has gone through, okay, and left that right there. Now, what we also have there, look what we have there. It's a daily imbalance as well. So if price comes down into here, this would be a phenomenal area to look for buys, in my opinion. Daily imbalance, just going to put that like so. And we've also got one lower down in the leg, as you've just seen. Just here, look. So this is lower down in the leg. This does have liquidity above it as well. We've got that high. So I'm leaving that on there as well. We do have areas there too, which we can run into. We've got a daily area right there. You can see as well, price come into that area perfectly and then sprang to the upside. Having said that, price could be doing something on the 4-hour time frame, which I want to highlight. Price has just spiked into this daily area, okay? So why am I marking this on? Well, you can see this particular area has been respected many times in terms of the candle bodies and the closures. So this was once resistance, price comes down, finds support at these daily support handles, two daily bodies, price goes back to the upside, comes back down, spikes into the daily bodies, moves away. So you can see the bodies are very, very important, as I've said. Price has now spiked into this once more. Now, the reason I'm looking at this is on the 4-hour time frame, this could be a potential buy position that's setting up right now. Why is that? Well, because if we mark this on, we could even count this as 4-hour bullish structure right now. Like so. So higher highs and higher lows on the 4-hour time frame. Yes, we are high up in the leg, but that doesn't mean to say that we can't react from here, because price has already achieved a discount of this most recent leg. And with GJ being very, very bullish as well, that could be another confirmation for this. So this would be a potential entry. If we closed like this, the 3-pin pattern, that's the typical entry in which I would look for, targeting that equal high as first TP, a 1.5 risk to reward ratio. Very, very possible for this to happen, as I've said. It's a very clean setup in my opinion, and it's textbook. It is textbook. You've got everything aligning. You've got bullish momentum in play. You've got bullish 4-hour structure. You've got a daily level of support that prices come into within a discount. You've got a 30-minute potential free pin that's printing in 19 minutes. So if this happens, then we're going to take this trade. Okay, we're going to take this trade. We're going to target that right there as first TP and see what happens. Okay, so that's GU. Really, really nice price action on this. This is the way I was trading before when I first joined UKTA, as you will remember, and it's something that I sort of veered away from when I started to study the pound yen system that I was developing, that I'm still trading by the way. But this provides very, very nice opportunities, and it allows me to see the markets in a very clear way, is what I've understood with this, because it's support and resistance. It's very, very simple. And it's using Fibonacci's, discounts, premiums, and waiting for 3-pin patterns. That's basically the whole premise of it. And understanding market structure as well. Very, very important thing to remember there as well. Market structure, bullish. The only thing that could allow this to go to the downside is the fact that we're quite high up in the leg and we haven't had a pullback of this low to this high, which would then leave this open. So that's the only thing that could happen if we didn't move up from here. But at the end of the day, the trading criteria would have been met. So no, in that respect, if that's the case, we take the trade. Okay, let's move on to euro dollar. I'm just going to go back to the monthly. Euro dollar. Okay, so just to recap, on the 12-month, we have come below here. So again, using the bodies, very, very key component here. Using the body. So this is a yearly support handle right here. A yearly support handle. That's the thicker line right there. Going down into the monthly. You can see we used one right there as well. Sort of monthly support. Last month closed bullish, and it was actually a 3-pin pattern on the monthly time frame. Going down into the weekly, so down into the weekly, we can see that price has had that expansion to the upside, had a retrace, and now it's sort of floating around here. It did wick into these weekly bodies, which I did notice, so you can see that right there. So if we go down into the daily, we can see this in a bit more detail. So on the daily time frame, we've had a bullish 3-pin pattern. Okay, that we can see very, very clearly. And also the fact that we've broken that high, we're coming out of yearly support. So the fact that we've come into such a strong level of support and such a higher time frame level of support, price has to turn around at some point or another. It can't just continue doing lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So this could be the turnaround point from a higher time frame perspective to send this higher to take out these highs. Okay. Alternatively, what I am keeping an eye on is this monthly imbalance right here. But having said that, the fact that we've basically just wicked into this yearly support could be, telling a story in itself that we want to continue higher, or that we could continue higher. So on the 4-hour time frame, this is when we were looking at the internal 4-hour structure. We had a 4-hour bearish break. Well, that's the first sign that price wanted to go bearish. But what price has also done right now is it's achieved a discount of this miniature leg right here. Okay, so we've achieved a discount there. Going to the daily time frame, let's just see if it's wicked into any support. It actually has, which is right there. That's a daily support handle right there. Why is that? Well, that's because there's two bodies right there, bringing it through. Aligns within a discount. Another potential 3-pin pattern is printing on this as well. So the fact that we've got that on the EU and GU could be a very, very bullish sign. So this stop would be 29 pips to 30 pips. Let's just say 30 pips. Something like that. To target that high really, which would be just under a 1 to 4. This was a position that I noticed as well. Again, using the same concepts, we've got a weekly level of resistance, that red line. So if you remember, that's those two bodies there, look. So when price broke the bearish 4-hour structure, let me just take that Fibonacci off. Actually, before I do that, let me just highlight this. This is just something I like to do to highlight the zone. And then take the Fibonacci away. So I know that's coming to a discount there. So when price came into a premium of that bearish 4-hour leg, like so, the weekly was obviously sitting within premium prices of that bearish leg, that weekly level right there. And then going on to the 30-minute, you can see that potential setup, 1, 2, 3, that would be the entry, stop 10 pips above, and price melts down from there. Okay, that could have been the target, it could have been targeting the daily. So these are all things I'm looking at currently. As I said, I still am trading the GJ system. I've got full faith in that. I'm even live with some other investors as well with that capital, with that system. But this is still in my knowledge bank, so to speak, and this is a very, very powerful way to look at the markets, in my opinion. Because again, it is very, very simplistic in its approach in terms of it's still top down. We're still going from the higher time frame down, but we're using the daily bodies, the weekly bodies, the monthly bodies, even the 4-hour when I'm looking at the 4-hour levels. If we remember on the, it's on the content, on the videos that I did in the Pro Trader course, I'm pretty sure. In those videos explains this. So even on the 4-hour time frame, looking at the bodies, like there, for example, came into that support, paying attention to the 4-hour candle closures. See how price just wicked into that? We had a 3-pin pattern on the 4-hour as well, coming out of that area. Right there, 1, 2, 3. So very, very nice. All eyes on GU for now. For myself. All eyes on GU for myself. Does align fairly nicely. But we'll have to see. Like I said, the only thing that could allow that to not happen is the fact that the DXY has broken bullish 4-hour structure. Whereas on GU, it's not done that. It's not broke bearish 4-hour structure at all. If anything, it's bullish. It is bullish. So that's the only thing that could sort of play against this trade, and maybe that's something screaming out at us, that the fact that the dollar is bullish. So why would you buy pound against the dollar? So it's all these things you have to look at as traders, you know, sort of leave no stone unturned. Because if this continues up, then it's going to bring GU down, it's going to bring EU down. Okay, let's touch on USD CAD actually as well, because on USD CAD, the 4-hour is bullish as well. The 4-hour is bullish. Now, before we just talk about the 4-hour, let's go from the higher time frames down. So from a monthly standpoint, we've wicked into that. So that's a monthly resistance. Why is that a monthly resistance? Because there's two bodies right there. Price is wicked into that. Same thing there as well. Monthly resistance. Okay, so that's the monthly. Got monthly support down there as well. The price wicked into. Two bodies. Price moves away. A couple of months later, price reaches that to the T and springs to the upside. So again, you can see these levels work really nicely. The fact that price broke above here, this monthly resistance, and closed above could be a sign that we want to continue up, because this low remained intact. This high was broken. On the weekly, what we've done is spike into this weekly support. Why is that weekly support? Look at that. So two bodies bringing that all the way through. Price has just wicked into that perfectly. This is why I really like this way of looking at the markets, because it does break the charts down in a simplistic manner. So you can sort of make sense of it. Although it is very choppy at the moment, you can start to piece the puzzle together, so to speak. And again, you can see here, look, weekly bodies right there was used as support. Weekly bodies, breakthrough, used as support. So it is basic support and resistance. So monthly resistance right here, which is why we might be having a short-term pullback. So going on to the daily time frame. Again, it looks quite choppy. We know that, but what we can see is the fact that we've closed above this high right here. So, to be honest, because we can see that from a daily time frame, I'm actually going to count that as daily structure as well. So from the low, the high, higher low, higher high. Let me just get rid of that one. So from this low to the high, you can see that price has done what? It's come into a discount. Again, as we spoke about, look what it's wicked into, the weekly support. Go into the 4-hour time frame. You can see that right there as well. The fact that, let me just tidy this up a little bit. The fact that price was coming down bearish out of these highs, which also was out of a weekly resistance right there, but I've now took it off because it's not relevant anymore. Those two bodies right there. Again, you can see how this works very, very well. Two bodies bringing it through, price wicked into that beautifully, moved away. Okay, and then if I just go back to the 4-hour, you can see this is when the 4-hour decided to go bearish, because it was a pullback. That's all it was. Price went bearish, had the lower lows, lower highs, etc. This was the most recent structure point from this structural standpoint, which is why I've got the 4-hour break right there, the moment we closed above. And even from this low to that high, we've still achieved discount prices. So with the DXY being bullish, with USD CAD being bullish, it could be a telltale sign that we are going to continue higher on the dollar. With that right there, again, there's going to be a lovely entry right there, and I want to show you. There's a 30-minute free pin right there as well. Clear as day. So that would have been 23 pips stop loss, so 10 pips below the low. Okay. Target would have been equal highs right there, the bottom of that. Okay, because that's the order block, the bullish candle before the bearish move there. That would have been the first TP, which would provide just over a 3-to-1. What price is doing right now is it looks like it's just achieving another discount. Yeah. So it's just made a leg to the upside, achieved another discount. We've come into 50% and lower. In terms of areas that we've found support at, we've got that daily area right there. Look, daily bodies. Just remove that. Again, just paying attention to the price action. Last daily candle, so yesterday, look what happened. We wicked into this weekly support grid, this red area. Price was swiftly moved back to the upside and we closed above here. So that's potentially being used as a support handle. That's what I'm seeing that as. personally. And you can see that even there, look, price has wicked down into there. Look how that has reacted from this level. So potential continuation for this. Just double checking the news before we just end this live session. Let's just double check. So, excuse me. So obviously we've had a news event come out that was negative for the dollar, but it's not really done much in terms of price action. And we've also got some Canadian news coming out as well, heavy, 6 p.m. And then tomorrow we've got 3 p.m. to look out for in terms of US news. So this has come out negative for the dollar fundamentally, but it's not really done anything to the price. All it's done is it's made price come into a pullback. Again, relating it to the dollar index. So looking at the time now at the bottom, so 1:30 that news came out, was there basically, or there, sorry, and it's not really done anything. All it's done is it's dragged price back down into a discount for potential higher prices. So that's what I'm looking at on everything. Yeah, we'll have to see with this. I'm gonna stay out of the markets with this one. It will be interesting to see if we do that. It could still happen based on the fact that even the target is not even expecting to reach that high. Because the way that I like to take profits with this is I like to go for the equal high, but I'll go for the bottom of the candle before the move down. So that's what I'm looking at on that. So that pretty much wraps this live session up. Please let me know if you could hear me. I did just mention in the Discord, if you can hear me, please let me know or see me. It says we've got one viewer on here anyway. So hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. I will catch you on this afternoon's second live session. So it'll be 3:30 p.m. And we'll go from there. All right. So thank you once again for watching, and I will see you in the next live. So cheers, guys. Take care.